Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars Vintage Rebel Transport Vehicle. Now this was originally released in 1982 as part of the Empire Strikes Back line. This one you see in here is a slightly later Return of the Jedi version. The box is identical apart from the logo. On the front we can see this contains one Rebel Transport Vehicle with secret escape hatch, 40-man crew chamber, carry case, removable front and back hatches. And the yellow circle says includes 5 Hoth backpacks and 4 asteroid gas masks. We can see there this is the Palitoy version. It's got a little black and white Palitoy logo there. We've got the Rebel soldiers, Ben Kenobi, I don't remember him on Hoth apart from when he was a ghost, Princess Leia, Han, Chewie, 3PO and the Rebel commander in the front there. So a couple of things to note with this box. Number one, it's absolutely huge, not particularly tall, but it's very, very long. If we put Luke Skywalker in there, you can kind of get the gist of just how long this box is. The other issue is the sellotape has actually dried up and fallen off, so you'll see these flaps just flap about all over the place. Other than that, apart from a few cat clawings, it's not in bad condition at all. So the front and back of the box are identical, just showing the Rebel Transport picture. And the top and bottom are also identical, and they show these little action scenes. Remove top to provide access to crew chamber. Now on this picture we can see there's a weird assortment of figures in there. We've got Imperials in there, Vader's in there, we've got Cantina aliens, we've got droids from the original run, and we've also got the Hoth guys in there as well. So that's pretty much showing you that this is more of a carry case. Remove crew chamber to extend play area. So that's what it looks like when you take the big plastic tray out the middle. You've also got a little extra deck to play with. Dual cannon assembly to protect Rebel transport. Cannon assembly is removable to protect your secret land base. 5 Hoth backpacks and 4 asteroid gas masks help your troops to survive on alien planets. And this final picture shows the secret escape hatch. Now we've got Imperials escaping the Rebel transport ship there, so that is a little bit strange. So really what's letting this box down, this is the state the sellotape's in. This bit's actually still attached. I'm just waiting for that bit to dry up and fall off completely like the rest of it. The other end's got no sellotape whatsoever. And we can also see this is where somebody's cat attacked the box, and round this corner as well. So the Rebel transport vehicle is featured briefly in The Empire Strikes Back on the Escape from Hoth. There is a slight moulding difference with this one. With this being more of a carry case, it's got the central section there, whereas in the movie it was more of just a sort of tail fin sticking out the back there. But something else I noticed recently, I was re-watching Star Wars on the Blu-ray special edition versions. And you know the scene when they go into Mos Eisley and you've got the little asp droid smashing that other little droid with a big stick thing. Right behind him, clear as day, is a massive Rebel transport just stuck on the ground in the middle of Mos Eisley. So here we have the Rebel transport, and if we just put Chewbacca in there, you can see just how massive this thing is. It is designed more as a carry case, but it does serve quite nicely as a vehicle. It's pretty close to the movie. The main difference being this section here is actually at the back in the movie, but what this does, this provides the lock-in mechanism, and also it's a carry handle for when you're using it as an action figure case. So the first thing that strikes me about this is the colour of it. It's all beige plastic, and this one doesn't half suffer from discoloration. The one I've got here isn't too bad, it's got a little bit here and there, but you do see them in a right old state. Another thing is it's got a lot of panel lines and little bits where dust collect, so it's a real pain to actually dust this thing. So let's take a look around then. On the top we've got lots of stickers and little holes leading onto the inside. Around the front we can see we've got the panel on the front there still, and just get hold of it. Pretty similar on the other side. This back panel never did like to stay on too well. It's a little bit more fiddly than the front panel. And on the back you can see we've got some boosters there. This side's pretty similar. So if we take a look at the underneath, we can see we've got loads of sculpted detail, which they didn't really need to do. It's on the bottom, so you're not going to see this unless you're flying it about. We've got 2 little feet to stand it on, and it also rests on these 2 little points there. The back we've got the booster rockets, and this piece here, this is the infamous escape hatch. the most commonly missing piece on this set. So on the front of the box it states we get 5 backpacks and 4 asteroid gas masks. Now I do have the 5 backpacks, but I've only got 2 of the gas masks. So all of these are pretty much the same. The thing you've got to check for on these is this little bit here. You can see that one snapped. 99 times out of 100 these are going to be broken. You also really want to be looking for ones that are nice and flat like this and not all bent over and stuff. They need to have a pointy bit on each end, otherwise they've been chopped off, and you can see that quite clearly on this one. The one with the pointy end's complete, the one with the square end has been chopped, and obviously with these ones you want to get them as clear as you can, because once they've gone that colour there's not a great deal you can do with them. So everything we've seen so far is pretty much movie accurate. Now once we open this hatch we're into Kenner's domain. Everything inside this set is completely made up by Kenner. Some of it's actually pretty good. So the first thing we can do is remove this front panel, and that's just a big plastic section, dead easy to find if you're missing one. And in the front there we've got 2 little seats that form a cockpit, so let's put some figures in there. So I'll put a Rebel pilot in there, and we've got another one there, so I'll put one in there. So this was always my favourite part of this toy as a kid. I just loved putting figures in spaceships. I thought that was what Star Wars was all about. So there you can see at the front we've got loads of stickers representing all the different controls. So on the back section we have a similar option. This is another removable panel, and inside there we've got this gun section which does tend to fall off its spot, and we've got cannons that move left and right, up and down. They should click like that one. So that one's missing its clicker, and we've got a little seat in the middle there, so let's put another Rebel pilot in, and he can be manning the guns at the back. So the next part of this is to remove the top canopy. Now how we do that, we take this section here and we can move it either forwards or we can move it backwards. It's locked when it's in that position or in that position. It's open when it's facing that way or facing that way. The next step is to come to the front, and if you push underneath the front 2 of these pegs, that will unclip the front section. So with the front section unlocked we can lift it from the front end. It's still hooked underneath at the back though, so that is the last piece that you take off. So once we've got the lid off, this is what we see. We've got this huge plastic tray that does lift out and reveal this detail underneath. Something to note about this. This is just cardboard, but it's actually riveted on these corners. So if this gets damaged, you're going to have a hard time replacing that. The good thing is though that this bottom section is pretty easy to get hold of. But for now, we're just going to take a look at this section. So the box said this holds 40 figures. And if you look on the old vintage commercial, it said it holds 42. So this section, it does lift out. You can use this separately. There's nothing to say on the bottom really. It's got some stickers all the way around this section, but nothing anywhere else. We've got steps there, we've got L shapes at the front and back, and these are just little square things. This round section here is where the lock-in mechanism plugs through, and that goes into the bottom section there. So if we just remove these 2 pilots for a second, we can actually lift this bit up, and there is a little storage hatch in there. You could easily get a couple of figures in there, no problem, or use it for weapons storage, and that just locks shut like that. On this back end we've got this little section that does come off, and these guns also come off, and you can also unplug these. So there's some of the different pieces you need to look for. On the back we do have this other secret compartment. It's only really meant for weapons, this one. The only space you've got is the mould indents where the rocket boosters are. So you're not going to get any figures in there, but you can certainly put some weapons in. And here we have the infamous escape hatch. Now 90% of these that you will find on the likes of eBay won't have this escape hatch whatsoever. And the reason being, it just falls off, to be quite honest. It's clipped on with the 3 little peg system there over that bar, and as soon as you push it, it falls off. So let's have a closer look at what one of these looks like. If you're hunting on eBay, and you might see one in a lot of plastic bits or whatever, that's what you're looking for. Okay then, so the main feature of this is as a figure carrier. So in the front there, you can see that's an A-Wing pilot, 9 Num, Princess Leia, Han and Chewie, Luke and R2, 4 different 3POs. Then we've got 2 more rebel pilots, 2 calamaris, medical droids, lots of rebel soldiers, 2 medical droids, General Maydean and his twin brother, B-wing pilots, and those are rebel commanders from Hoth, and round the back there, more rebel troops. So as this is a carry case, we should be able to put the lid on with all these figures in. Now we'll probably end up knocking them over, but we need to hook that onto the back and then try and keep it straight going down. So once we've got the top in place, we simply turn this back to the front. That'll now lock in these sections, and we can put the canopies on. That one goes on pretty easily. The other one is a little bit fiddlier. And that locks on like that. So there you go guys, that is the Rebel Transport. The only difficult bits to get is the escape hatch, that's definitely the hardest, and then collecting enough backpacks and gas masks to make it complete. Oh, and obviously the box, but if you just want the basic vehicle, you can get it dead cheap. So this has been Luke, thanks for watching.